story to tell.
Y'all niggas ain't gonna believe what the fuck happened to me.
Hey guys, welcome to the No Label Show. We back again. Today we have a special guest. I'll let her introduce herself, and we're gonna ask some questions.
Well, my name is Yasmeen. I'm a Majid. That is my Muslim name. And when people say, "What is your government name?" I say Yasmeen Amatullah Majid, because I legally changed my name. I'm known, and I'm not offended when people say Jennifer, because that's the name my mother gave me, right. Jennifer. So I still, I'm not offended if I say, and it's based on. There's a comrade of mine who said, based on who you are is who I am to you, right. And that's the same thing I feel about my name. So for some, I'm known as Jennifer, Jen, and then for others, I'm known as Yaz and Yazzie.
Okay. Yaz and Yazzie. That's a beautiful name, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'm a 70s baby.
Okay.
So sometimes, most of the time we talk about current events, politics. Sometimes it gets a little rough because of the things that's going on right now.
Yeah.
So you're before us.
Right.
So we want to know your time, your past, your present, and your future. Right. So we'll start with, being that I'm a 70s baby, I'm assuming you're a little older than I am.
I'm much older than you.
All right.
I'm a 50s baby, and I'm part of that. I'm 75.
Wow.
And I'm part of that generation that thought we was going to change the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
And may I say, you look stunning for 75.
Yeah, I'm 75. If Allah bless me, in 26, I'll be 76 years old.
Wow, God bless.
And at the age of 18, I never thought that I would live until I was 21. So that's because of the movement and what I was doing at that time. I'm a child of that, the movement, and when I say the movement, we had a revolutionary struggle. We thought we was going to change the world, and we had all of these ideas about perhaps changing the world for the better. And so I'm one of those, what they would call radical. Okay. I was born in North Carolina, in the South. I'm an only child, but I was raised in not a nuclear family. I was raised in a traditional African type family, where it's not just you have grandmothers, aunts, uncles, everyone living together as a unit, and that's the kind of family I was raised in. My mom was the matriarch because her mother died when she had a baby that was in 1947, and my mother took the child because she was the oldest sibling.
Right.
And so I was raised with them. And so I was raised in a household with uncles and aunts, and everybody else came and stayed at our house. So I don't feel like when people say only child, I'm definitely not an only child, because I was raised in a family with aunts and uncles, and I was just happened to be the baby in the mix.
Wow.
But that's it.
Wow.
So about that time, it was more family structure than it would be today.
I would think what the difference is the nuclear family. Most in this day and time, people only think about the mother, the father, and the children. Right. But in my time, and it was because of conditions of the time, it was more of the family just didn't consist of mother, father, and ideally. And at that time, my mother, when they talk about single parents, my mother was a single parent, but our household wasn't a nuclear household, and it wasn't a single parent household in a way, you know what I mean, what society would call that.
Right.
Because I had aunts that lived with us, I had uncles that lived with us and supported each other. We was truly a village. when they talk about, in our day, we used to say it takes a village to raise a child.
Right.
And surely the community, living in a black community and everything, is that village. And that's what I don't see today.
Okay.
I think that today people look more for themselves. It's like the I generation, and we was really truly the we generation. And that's for survival. You know, we had to survive that way. When we talk about, especially in the South, and then moving to the North. I came to the North when I was 5.
Okay.
Where you from?
I'm from North Carolina.
North Carolina. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm from North Carolina.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
It's a little town. Well, I was born in Lumberton, North Carolina. It's on 95. But I was raised for my first few years. The place was called Elizabethtown. It's on the eastern coast of North Carolina, between close to South Carolina, but in that area.
In that area.
Yeah, like
So it's just straight
Fort
down
Bragg.
95.
Straight down 95. You go straight down 95 to get to where I used to live.
Okay. And you moved north when you was 5?
My mom moved to North Carolina. I mean, moved to New York when I was 5,
Right.
and it was for better conditions, because my mom, the only income at that time in the South, you know, for certain people was to do well, was bootlegging. You know what bootlegging is?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
then.
definitely know.
Okay. And my mom and them, they that's what they used to do.
Okay.
And she started getting scared because she had her brothers and her sister living with her and her baby, and she was looking for a better way of life. So she moved to New York in Corona in 1955. And soon after, I started my education in New York.
Okay.
And so right after that, me and my aunt and then my uncles and everybody started coming to New York. So
Eventually New York,
the whole
you ended up
family,
with the structure.
yeah, the whole family ended up in New York, in Corona, Corona, and
Wow.
we was in Corona until I moved to the Rockaways and
Wow.
when Keenan and Ife, you know,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, so that's from 1 to 5, North Carolina. 5 to when you said something.
40, something like
Okay,
that.
but I'm gonna start at 18
Oh, 18.
because when you said from 18 to 21,
Yes,
you didn't think you was gonna make it to 21.
exactly.
So okay, so 18, you pretty much grown.
Yeah.
Finished high school.
No. My transition happened in high school. We were seniors, and it was the year that Martin Luther King was murdered or assassinated.
Wow.
And from that day until today, I never stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't do any of that stuff.
Right.
So from 18, our first form of resistance was not standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. And we were 8, and I was 18 when I stopped, and I haven't done it since. And so that's the trend. I started the transition of actually being involved in the movement and activism. But it was the time. It was 1968. 68. If you go back to history, 68 people were being like Martin Luther King getting murdered.
Right.
But interesting enough, in 1965, February 21st, 1965, I write in my diary that Malcolm X has been killed, assassinated.
Wow.
But somebody else also died during that period. And I have it in my little diary. Nat King Cole. He died February 14, 1965.
Wow.
And I had all of this in my diary that I found.
My niggas on the cell, bring some weed, I got a story to tell. Y'all niggas ain't gonna believe what the fuck happened to me.